What's up, guys? Welcome back to another roster update predictions video. We are going to be having a roster update this Friday on the 27th. It will include both transactions as well as attributes. So Manny Machado will be moved from the Orioles collection to the Dodgers collection, and any other trades that have happened since then, that will all take place. So if you're waiting to complete the Orioles collection, just wait a little bit longer, wait till Friday, because then you'll be able to do it without having to collect any diamonds. So probably a smart idea. But just like every other roster update prediction video I throw your guys' way, I have to remind you of a couple things before I even get started. Number one, I only cover upgrades. I do not cover any downgrades. If you want to know if you have a diamond that might go down to a gold, that's on you to research that. Number two, I only cover guys that are going to be jumping up in a tier. So I only cover like bronze to silver, silver to gold, and gold to diamond. If somebody's already a diamond and they're playing really well, they could possibly get upgraded more. I don't talk about that. I only talk about the guys who might be jumping up to a tier. And then number three, there are probably going to be picks in here that either one, you disagree with, or two, that I don't talk about at all. Leave all of your input down in the comments. That way people can go down in the comment section and get ideas for who they want to invest in as well. If I tell you to invest in something, by the way, and they don't end up going up, not my problem. You're the one who chose to spend your stubs. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start it off with the bronze to silver predictions. So the first guy we're going to talk about is Matt Duffy. Now, I've talked about Matt Duffy on these prediction videos multiple times before, and I still don't know how he hasn't gotten a 1 overall increase. All we're talking about is 1. We're not asking for him to go up 6 to his 80 overall to a gold. We're just asking him to go up 1 to a 75. This season alone, he has a 314 average, a 369 on base percentage, he's slugging 410 and has a 779 OPS. In the last 28 days, he's got a 300 average with a 380 on base percentage. Versus right-handed pitching this year, he's hitting 330 with a 381 on base and an 812 OPS. He needs a boost to his power against righties. He needs a boost to his contact against righties. He's leading the entire major leagues for average for third baseman. He has a better average than Ramirez. He has a better average than Arenado. He is the best third base average hitter in the game right now, or at least in this season. I'm not saying he's a better hitter than Arenado or Ramirez. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he has the best average. So he needs to be shown a little bit of love, I think. His contact and power against righties, I do think, should go up. Definitely. Hopefully that will happen, because I feel like even if you get him like a +2 or a +3, he'll probably go up to that 75. So I do think Duffy has enough to get there. All right, the next guy I'm going to talk about is going to be Josh Bell from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, just right off the rip, you see he's a 74 overall bronze. He just needs a +3 against righties to bring him up to a 76. So even if you get him a +1 against right-handed pitching, he'll go up to a 75. So take that as you will, but he's got a 270 average on the season, 350 on base percentage, 402 slugging, 752 OPS. In the last 30 days, he's hitting 359 with a 933 OPS and 28 hits. And remember, 28 hits in the last 30 days, that includes the All-Star break. That includes the 4 or 5 day span where there were no games played, and he still got 28 hits in that span. He's doing very well. And against left-handed pitching this season, he's hitting 291. His contact versus lefties is at 60. That's got to go up. Even if the right-handed numbers don't go up, if you give him a boost to his contact versus lefties and maybe a little bit to his power versus lefties, he could definitely go up to a 75. I think Josh Bell gets there. Next guy I'm going to talk about is going to be Michael Franco. Just like Matt Duffy, I have talked about Michael Franco before in these update predictions, and once again, I still don't know how he's only at a 74. This season, he's hitting 272 with a 318 on base percentage, 476 slugging, and a 794 OPS. In the last month, he's hit 321 with a 376 on base percentage, a 992 OPS, almost 1,000, and he's got 6 home runs. Against right-handed pitching this season, he's got a 296 average, 11 home runs, and 35 RBIs. I'm sorry, but 53-59 against right-handed pitching for Michael Franco does not do him justice. His contact versus righties need to go up, because 53 for hitting almost 300, that's just criminal in my opinion. Michael Franco needs a boost to contact versus righties, possibly power versus righties. I mean, hell yeah, he's got 11 home runs against right-handed pitching. Give him a boost of power. He's got to go up to a 75. The last bronze to silver upgrade I'm going to talk about for you guys is going to be Brad Boxberger. I did talk about him earlier in the year, and then throughout the year he was pitching well, but I didn't think it was well enough to warrant an upgrade. But lately he's been killing it. Brad Boxberger, he has his ERA down underneath 3 this season. It was hovering around 3.5 to 4 for some of it, but now he's all the way down to under 3 at a 2.97. He's got 24 saves on the season and 49 strikeouts. He's got no earned runs and 1 hit in all of July, and he's pitched like 7 or 8 games in July. He's got a .90 ERA in the past 30 days, and he's given up 1 home run in his last 11 innings pitched, and his home runs per 9 is at 55. I think you could boost that home runs per 9 up like 4 or 5, maybe give him a little bit to the hits and Ks per 9 too. 72 to a 75 is a good jump, but I think Brad Boxberger could do it with the way he's been pitching the last month to month and a half. So those guys are who I have going from bronze to silver. Now it's time to get into silver to gold. Now I always say that silver to gold is where you're probably going to be able to make your most amount of stubs if you choose to invest. This week, I'm not huge on it. I don't think there's going to be a lot of guys going to silver to gold, if any. One guy that of course a lot of people are talking about right now, and you know, it's justified, is Matt Carpenter. He has been amazing the past like 2 weeks to 3 weeks of this season. He's got like 25 home runs now at this point. He hit like 12 home runs in the past like 10 games or some weird like that. That's probably a wrong stat, but he's got a lot of home runs recently. The power has been killing it. He is a 76 overall. I do not think that he is going to go up to a gold this week, particularly just because if you look at the inside edge, he needs a plus 17 against both against right-handed pitching for both contact and power, and that only brings him to a 79. I don't know if his numbers against lefties are going to move at all. He could get the upgrade to the power versus righties, like I said, but look at the inside edge. It only brings him to a 79. I don't think Carpenter will get to a gold. I do think Carpenter will definitely get to like a 78 or possibly a 79. I just don't think he's gonna quite get to gold yet, but definitely keep your eye on him in future updates, and if you disagree with me, that's okay. You can leave it down in the comments. One guy that I think might have a chance of going gold is gonna be Corey Dickerson. On the season, he's hitting 315. He's got a 349 on base percentage, 507 slugging, and an 856 OPS. He's killing it at the plate. In the last 30 days alone, he's hitting 354 with a 384 on base percentage, 585 slugging, OPS almost at 1,000 with 6 home runs. And you know, you could give him an upgrade to his contact versus righties and contact versus lefties. He's hitting about 315 against both sides, so he's pretty even. The power versus lefties is still not good. That's still going to stay at pretty low. The power versus righties maybe could be bumped up a little bit. But I don't think he's gonna go gold based off his hitting. I was actually trying to figure out how he is defensively, because if you look, he's a bronze defensive guy in the game, and this season he's got a .6 defensive WAR, so he's definitely having a better or a positive defensive season. He's got 7 outfield assists, so I think you need to bump up his arm strength, his arm accuracy, and his fielding as well. I think if you combine that with the hitting upgrades that I think you could probably get, I think Corey Dickerson could make the jump all the way to a gold. So I would keep your eye on him, invest if you want to. And honestly guys, that's it for silver to gold. I really don't think there's a lot of silvers that are gonna go gold this week. I think if there's other ones that are there, they need more time to continue playing at a high level to get to a gold. I just don't really see a lot of upgrade candidates for that tier in this week. So now let's jump into gold to diamond. There are a lot of guys to talk about. I don't think all of them are going diamond, but I do think a couple of them could probably get there. But I am going to talk about some of them that I think have, like, I guess maybe a shot, but I'm not quite convinced on yet. One big one that a lot of people are excited about right now is Alex Bregman. Now, while Alex Bregman is killing it recently, the past month to month and a half, Alex Bregman has been like on fire. He was at an 84 or an 83 or something earlier in the year. Then he dropped down to an 82. Now he just got back up to an 84. I don't think San Diego Studios is going to quite give him that diamond upgrade yet. I'm not saying it's impossible. It could happen, but I don't think Bregman will get it just yet, even though he is having a good season. I think it's just the timing. San Diego Studios wants to give a little bit more of a grace period to make sure that they're not jumping the gun on giving him a diamond. So I think Bregman, like, of course he has a chance, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. Another guy is Zack Greinke. He actually was having a better season than I thought. The ERA is in like the mid to low 3s, so the ERA is pretty solid. I do think the Ks per 9 could go up on Zack Greinke. The home runs per 9, probably not. Hits per 9, probably not. The Ks per 9 are really the only thing I could see that could possibly go up, and I don't know if it's going to be enough to bump him up to an 85, but Greinke could possibly be a guy. Keep your eye on him. I'm gonna say no, just to be reserved, but you know, it's always possible. Next up, Wilson Contreras. He's an 82 overall gold, but he's having a very, very strong offensive season. I think by the end of this year, when you look at like the top 10 catchers in the game, he might be number 1 over guys like Buster Posey and Gary Sanchez and stuff like that. I think he could possibly be the guy. And he's doing well against right-handed pitching, and if you see the inside edge, he got +9 against right-handed pitching. That brings him all the way up to an 84. And I don't think he has anything other than numbers against righties to go up. I think the contact and power versus lefties should stay where they are at the moment. So I don't think he's going to have quite enough to get to an 85. I do think he could get upgraded to an 83 or an 84. I think that he just needs more against lefties in order to actually get him up to that 85. So personally, I don't think Contreras is going to get there. But like I said to the other guys, just keep your eye on him. Also, another Cubs guy, Anthony Rizzo. He was recently downgraded from a diamond back to a gold. He went down to an 83, but I do think Anthony Rizzo could go back to a diamond at some point. Kind of similar to Alex Bregman. I don't know if they're going to be ready to give him an upgrade right away, because ever since he went down to a gold, he's been killing it. He's been hitting the ball like crazy, and even before that, like it was, you know, I think the downgrade was kind of warranted, but at the same time, as soon as it happened, he really started to pick it up. So Anthony Rizzo could possibly get back up to a diamond. I think SDS is just going to wait though, because they just recently brought him back down to a gold. So keep your eye on Rizzo. Andrelton Simmons is another guy we've talked about multiple times. Still think he should be a diamond. I think he's hitting too well for them not to give him that diamond card. But I mean, he's another maybe. I mean, he hasn't really done anything since the last roster update to like warrant an upgrade in hitting. I don't think he hasn't been hitting as well. He's hitting like in the 200s in the last like couple weeks. So I don't think Simmons will happen yet, but you know, over the whole course of the season, I think he's deserved a diamond. But anyway, we're gonna return to Aaron Nola now. Aaron Nola 100% I think should be a diamond. Aaron Nola needs it. He's got a 2.30 ERA on the season, 129 innings pitched, 131 strikeouts and only 31 walks. He has 100 more strikeouts than walks. He leads the National League in home runs per 9, so that stat should definitely come up. He's literally allowed only 6 home runs in 30 innings pitched. That's crazy good. That home runs per 9, honestly, to me, should be in the 80s. And he's second in WAR in the entire National League. That includes both position players and pitchers. That's how good he's been. Second in WAR, and he only pitches every 5 days. And 3 out of the last 4 starts he's been in, he's got 7 or more innings pitched with 8 or more strikeouts. So Aaron Nola definitely has been killing it this season. 100% the ace for that Phillies staff, becoming an ace over the entire National League. Aaron Nola definitely deserves a 2 overall jump. I think honestly, you give him enough on the home runs per 9, he gets there. And the last guy I'm going to talk about in this video is going to be Christian Yelich. Now, Christian Yelich, I could see going diamond this week. I think he's putting together a lot of good at-bats. I think he's putting together a lot of good stretches where he's just hitting the ball really well. He's got a 302 average on the season, 370 on base, 488 slugging, 858 OPS. In the last 30 days, he's got a 345 average, a 382 on base, and a 977 OPS. And against left-handed pitching this season, he's got a 330 average with like 4 or 5 home runs. So I think the power and contact versus lefties should come up. And then against right-handed pitching, he's hitting 292 with 9 home runs and 12 doubles. So I think across the board, his hitting should come up. I think contact and power versus righty should come up. I think contact and power versus lefty should come up. If you see here, plus 14 against righties gets him up to a diamond. I think if you even that out all the way across from both contact and power overall, I think he could get there. I think Christian Yelich has a chance to get to an 85 this week. So those are my roster update predictions, guys. Let me know what you disagree with down in the comments. Do you think I should have talked about one guy that was, you know, having a better week than somebody else? Or, you get what I'm saying. Just leave your disagreements and your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll take a look at it. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. Drop a thumbs up on it if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will see you in the next one. Peace.